Welcome to RD Biology. This video is about the role of inhibin and androgen binding protein. The inhibin and androgen binding proteins, these two are secreted by Sertoli cells, which are found in the seminiferous tubules. The seminiferous tubules have not only Sertoli cells but also have spermatogenic cells. Okay, these two cells are found alternate to each other in the seminiferous tubules. You see, these Sertoli cells, which is a part of seminiferous tubules, secrete inhibin and androgen binding protein. The spermatogenic cells produce a spermatozoan. These Sertoli cells, how they produce inhibin and androgen binding protein? This is because it is stimulated by FSH of pituitary. At the same time, the FSH also stimulates spermatogenic cells to produce spermatozoan. So, for the production of inhibin and androgen binding protein and spermatozoans, FSH play a vital role, which is produced by the pituitary. The pituitary also secretes another hormone, luteinizing hormone, which acts on Leydig cells. Actually, Leydig cells are otherwise called interstitial cells. These are found around the seminiferous tubules. These interstitial cells or Leydig cells are found. The Leydig cells are stimulated by LH. LH goes and stimulates the Leydig cells to produce testosterone. See, this testosterone in turn stimulates the spermatogenic cells to produce spermatozoan. See this. This FSH also stimulates spermatogenic to produce spermatozoan. At the same time, testosterone produced by the Leydig cells, the testosterone also stimulates the spermatogenic cells in order to produce spermatozoan. So, production of spermatozoans or spermatogenesis is influenced by both the FSH as well as LH. FSH, LH, both are concerned with the production of spermatozoans from spermatogenic cells or sperm mother cells, right? See, the testosterone is to be maintained in high concentration inside the seminiferous tubules. This hormone must get inside the seminiferous tubules in order to stimulate the spermatogenic cells. So, testosterone must always be maintained inside the tubule in high concentration. How is it possible? This is possible because of androgen binding protein of Sertoli cells. Androgen is nothing but testosterone is one of the androgen. Androgen is a group of hormones produced by the testes. It is of these hormones, testosterone is a major hormone. Testosterone, dihydrotestosterone are the two hormones together called androgen. Of these two, testosterone is secreted more. Dihydrotestosterone is more active. Now we commonly talk about testosterone, which is otherwise called androgen or androsterone, you can say. So this androgen binding protein combines with the testosterone. This is found always inside the seminiferous tubules. As it has affinity towards testosterone, it attracts the testosterone and hold it inside the tubules. That's why testosterone amount is always more inside the seminiferous tubules, which in turn stimulate the spermatogenic cell to produce spermatozoa. It's clear what is the role of androgen binding protein. Androgen binding protein is the protein that bind with the testosterone and hold it inside the seminiferous tubule. That's why testosterone is always in high concentration inside the tubule. It's clear? Right. Another hormone is inhibin. See, for example, the pituitary somehow produces more FSH and more LH. If these two are produced more, so this is marked as plus, which means it is produced more. If it is more, Sertoli cell stimulated more, spermatogenic cell also stimulated more, so spermatogenic cell produces more sperms. Sperms must be produced in normal count. It need not be more, it should not be less. If it is less, it leads to sterility. Okay, so if these two hormones are produced more, it stimulates these two cells to produce more spermatozoa. See, normally 100 to 150 million per ml of semen. This is a normal count of sperm. How it is maintained? See, when it is more, if LH is more, it stimulates Leydig cells to produce more testosterone. Testosterone is found inside the seminiferous tubules, also found in the blood, also note it. The blood goes to all parts including hypothalamus. When the blood containing more testosterone goes to hypothalamus, hypothalamus understand that testosterone is more, so ultimately sperm production will be more. That's why what it does, it reduces gonadotropin releasing hormone. GnRH means gonadotropin releasing hormone. What is gonadotropin? It's a hormone that to stimulate the pituitary to produce two main hormones, FSH, LH. These two are called gonadotropin. So when the gonadotropin releasing hormone is produced less, the stimulation of pituitary is less. So automatically FSH comes to normal level, LH comes to normal level. So Sertoli cell produces normal amount of androgen inhibin. The same way Leydig cells also produce normal amount of testosterone. When testosterone comes to normal level, sperm production will also be normal. This is what you call it, feedback mechanism. The testosterone feed the hypothalamus back in order to regulate, in order to maintain normal production of sperm. The same way see the inhibin. The inhibin, it is produced by the Sertoli cell. If the Sertoli cell is stimulated more, inhibin production will be more. The inhibin also goes to the hypothalamus and reduces the gonadotropin releasing hormone. See, one side testosterone goes and reduce the production of gonadotropin releasing hormone. It is produced less. At the same time, inhibin also goes to hypothalamus and reduces the production of gonadotropin releasing hormone. When gonadotropin releasing hormone comes to normal level, FSH, LH will also be produced in normal amount. When these two are normal amount, then inhibin, androgen binding protein, testosterone, all these three will be in normal secretion. As a result, sperm production will be normal. So inhibin, it is called so because it inhibits hypothalamus in order to produce normal amount of gonadotropin releasing hormone. This is how, this is the feedback of inhibin. Okay, hypothalamus feed pituitary, pituitary feed seminiferous tubules, seminiferous tubules produces the concerned hormones. These hormones once again go and feed the hypothalamus back. That's why you call it as feedback mechanism. It's a cycle. So anywhere if the mistake lies, if more secretion, less secretion is there, the endocrine system control itself. There is no other external factors which control the endocrine system. Endocrine system is an auto-adjusting system, self-regulating system. It is an autonomous system. It is able to control itself. So any one hormone, if it is more, it gives signal to the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is the master of the master gland. You know, pituitary is the master gland. This pituitary can be controlled by hypothalamus. That's why we can call hypothalamus as master of the master gland. Right? This is about the regulation of inhibin and the regulation of androgen binding protein. The next class we are going to discuss about the structure of ovary. Subscribe in order to shape your destiny. God bless you.